Hello YouTube, I'm back again as Walt. This time I'm bringing you a Vanguard deck profile for a lot of people call it the Power Ranger deck. I see why. It's the Dimensional Robo Dimension Police deck, at least my variant on it. So without further ado, let's begin. I will not be reading any of the effects, because I want to keep this video as short as possible, because I do have some, like I did with my Harpy deck, I have some cards I'm looking for, and I'd like to see if anyone has any copies they're not using and willing to part with. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. The starting unit is Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Again, I'm not going to be reading any of the abilities, so if you're hoping I would be sorry, I'm not, because I want to keep this video as short as possible. 4 copies of Dimensional Robo Die Battles. Yeah. Your standard critical trigger. That's basically what I'm going to say for some of this stuff. Yeah. Your normal grade 0 unit. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Next up is Justice Cobalt. Yeah. Another standard creature. I run 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal, if anyone's wondering. So, yeah, you just saw my crit ratio. So, next up is Dimensional Robo Die Crane. Yeah. Again, a lot of Power Ranger / Transformer-esque thing. Next up, and this actually does remind me of Power Rangers, is Dimensional Robo Go Rescue. Yeah. You can see why it reminds me of freaking Power Rangers, if anyone's ever seen any of the Power Rangers, especially SPD. Actually, this reminds me of Power Rangers SPD for some bloody reason. Next up are the grade 1s. 4 copies of Dimensional Robo Die Shield. You're going to be hearing me say Dimensional Robo a lot. That is the majority of the entire deck. And you're going to be hearing the word die a lot. D-A-I. Not as in death, but as in a dice. Yeah. This is your standard Sentinel for those who are beginning Vanguard. If you want to find out what a Sentinel is, I suggest you go to the show on YouTube, which is literally, you just literally type in Card Fight Vanguard into the YouTube search engine, and it should be the first thing and it should be the first channel that pops up. I suggest watching episode 1 and then going to Gear Crisis, like watching all the way up to Gear Crisis. But moving on, Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Power Rangers! But yeah, again, not reading any of the abilities because I'm trying to keep it short as possible because I don't want to have long videos. So, yeah. Next up is Dimensional Robo Go Cannon! Wow, and I said that without even looking at the blooming card name. Yeah. The only thing I will mention with this guy, I said I wouldn't mention. Actually, I wouldn't talk about the ability. I'm not saying the full ability. He does require you to have a unit known as Daiyusha on the field. Hence, the starting Vanguard is a Go-Yusha, not a Daiyusha. But yeah, I'm just stating that. Last up is Dimensional Robo Die Mariner. Yeah. This is what you want to ride onto on your first ride. because of his effect, which I am not reading. If anyone's expecting me to read the freaking abilities, you are going to be sadly disappointed. Grade 2s. 2 copies of Dimensional Robo Diehard. Yeah. Then, next up is 2 copies of Dimensional Robo Dragon. I want this. I want 2 more of this so I can replace Diehard. Diehard will be replaced with 2 more of these. If anyone has 2 more of these, I'd appreciate it. Or, hell, if you don't have any of those, 2 more sets of Diehard. Or both. Because, honestly, I do not like Super Dimensional Robo Die Lady. I really don't like her. Yeah, I do not like her. Her ability isn't bad, per se. It's just not that great. Last but not least, for the grade 2s, is 4 copies of Dimensional Robo Die Fighter. The standard 10k vanilla. For those who are starting out with Vanguard, that vanilla is a card with no power, no special abilities. Moving on to grade 3s now. 3 copies of Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Remember that grade 1 Go Cannon that I was talking about? Yeah. If you don't have a unit with Daiyusha in its name, you can't use his skill. But yeah. Oh yeah, this is the only grade 3 that you in this deck that you will ever see with 10,000 power. In this entire deck. For grade 3, well, at least for grade 3s. But, next up is Dark Dimensional Robo Reverse Daiyusha. As you can tell, I like the Daiyushas for this series. Yeah. This was the card that got me into the entire Daiyusha thing. This was the unit that piqued my interest. Ultimate Dimensional Robo Great Daiyusha! And yes, I'm doing the way they say it in the anime. If you have a problem with that, leave it in the comments, and I may read them. Oh, and if you have any questions about any of my videos, again, leave them in the comments, and I will probably do a Q&A. For those who don't know what a Q&A is, question and answer. I read questions and then answer them. But yeah, this was the card that piqued my interest. This was the unit that got me interested, that made me want to build a Dimensional Robo deck. Well, that and the Evil Dimensional Police. If I ever complete that deck, which, oh, yeah, I am doing the Evil Dimensional Police. I would prefer to do the Legion version. So, yeah. Now onto the cards that I'm looking for. And it is for the Revengers. One more copy of Barrier Troop Revenger Dorant. Yeah. One more copy of her. 2 more copies of Nullity Revenger Masquerade. Because I only have 2. 2 more copies of my of the dark half of my Vanguard, well, one of my Vanguards. I have several. Or at least, He's from the original. It's Blaster Dark Revenger. The original Blaster Dark was the reason I wanted to build the original Shadow Paladins. Then when I saw the Revenger series come out, which was Season 3, I wanted to build that. I also built a Gold Paladin deck. I'm still doing that. I'm still working on my Liberate. Oh, yeah, and 2 more copies of Illusionary Revenger Masquerade. And if anyone has 4 copies of Raging Form Dragon that they no longer want and wish to get rid of, I do have some trades. Not much, mind you, but I do have some. And or if you want to make a deal, or if you want to make a pricing deal, I'm willing to do that. I do plan on making a, and I'm just showing you the starter unit, which is Red Pulse Draco Kid. I plan on getting the Kai Legend deck from CG Realm, which is my locals in Canada. I do plan on getting that. Yeah. Yeah. I will be doing more deck profiles. By the time this one up, my Harpy one should be up, and it has what I'm looking for the other stuff. If you have any suggestions for my Dimension Police, for the Dimensional Robos, or for the villains, please let me know in the comments, obviously. Yeah, and again, if you want me to review something else, I do want to start reviewing mangas, or at least giving my opinion on them. I'm not going to have like a whole high-tech channel, except for when I'm doing gameplay videos. I will be getting a better recording, I will be getting better recording equipment instead of my laptop camera. But, yeah, if you want me to do a different deck profile on something, hell, if you want me to do a deck profile on my friends' decks, I get their permission, of course. I get their permission first, of course. But, if my friends are watching this, if you want me to do a deck profile of one of your decks, just, let me know, and I will do that. I will mention that it's your deck. I won't ask for suggestions for when I do my friends' decks, unless they're okay with me asking for that. And I'll just give them the suggestions, because it'll be for their decks, they won't be my personal decks. If you want me to talk about an anime or a manga revolving around an anime, so far, the anime books I have is the first volume of, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, sorry about this, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, yeah, I'm not sure where it is in the first volume of GX it is, but yeah, Fairy Tail volumes 1 through 8, Vampire Knight 1 through 4, and Monster Mishu, or Everyday Life with Monster Girls, 1 to 3. I do plan on getting more of that one because I love that one. I've watched the censored and uncensored version of that anime. I want it to come out in English. But yeah, I have the Book of Cain and the Book of Tyrael from Diablo. If you guys would be interested in seeing that. If you want to hear me talk about a movie, just let me know, and I will try to get some editing software and put pictures from what the movie that I'm talking about. And Yeah. If you're wondering about the Lotaro Gar thing at the end of my last video, that is from World of Warcraft. It is from a group of people in the game, a group of characters in the game known as orcs. In their language, it means victory or death. Lotar being victory and Ogar being or death. Yeah. I'm not even kidding you, I actually looked this up and I have it written down too. So, yeah. That's why I said that at the end of my channel, that's going to be, every time I end my channel, I'm going to say that. I might just start saying, probably Lotar at the beginning of my videos, or I'm not sure, I'll probably think of something. Oh, if you want me to do a top 10 of both Yugi and Vanguard decks that I own, because I have enough to do a somewhat mix, or my top 5 cards from the game, which I will have to get images from Yu-Gi-Oh! And do that. I will be just let me know if you would like to see a top 10 list of something, and I will try to do one. So yeah, there's that. What else? If you want to hear me talk, if you want to hear my thoughts on something, again, leave it in the comments. If you want to hear what my thoughts are on how the Yu-Gi-Oh! State's going, or the Vanguard state, do that. I have no idea about the Magic the Gathering stuff because I don't play that. I've tried, couldn't get into it. I don't play Water Sports either, or Pokemon, except for the video games for Pokemon. I stopped watching that anime, and the only thing I watch is the movies from time to time. Yeah, if you just want to hear my thoughts on something, just let me know. I'll make sure that I do my research on it, so at least I know what the hell. I'm talking about. Oh, and to Costa, if you ever want me to talk about Shaman King, because I know you like that anime, which I suggest everyone go watch that anime. It is an awesome freaking anime. They need to come out with more episodes, like a Shaman King 2, like they did for Sword Art Online, where they call it Sword Art Online 2. God. I actually do want to say my thoughts on that, because I do not like the sequel to Sword Art Online. After Elfheim, I stopped watching. Actually, I watched a little bit in Sword Art Online 2 and stopped. I didn't even get to part 2 of Season 2. I finished Part 1 and Part 2 of Season 1. Basically when they're in SAO, and then when they're in Elfheim Online. I did not even watch the Gun-Gale series, or when they went back to Elfheim. I did not watch that shit. Because, yeah, screw that shit. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in my room from my current videos or my past videos, let me know. If you want to hear about the top 10 things I like, both in anime and outside of anime, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna be coming up to almost 19 minutes and 40 seconds, so I'm gonna end now. So to everybody out there, Lotaro Gar.